rare episodes where the XRP ecosystem quietly steps into an entirely new era. You heard it here first. Ripple engineers are openly talking about something we've never heard from them before: native XRP staking. Say it ain't so. If this happens, it could be the biggest change since the XRPL launched in 2012.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. And the conversation's happening really at the highest levels. Akinyele, he's the new head of engineering over there at Ripple. David Schwartz, and then we've got Ripple leadership. They're exploring what staking governance and upgrades and a new DeFi primitives might look like natively on the ledger. This could be a major signal.
And if that wasn't big enough, Flare's Hugo Philion said they're working on making Flare non-inflationary, deflationary. That's a tokenomics earthquake. Stay tuned.
So if we think about XRP staking talk, got the XRP governance evolution, there's deflationary Flare. This is the stuff that reshapes entire ecosystems. So buckle up. This is badassery. This is on the chain. You ready to go, Jeff?
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Welcome, everybody, to On the Chain. Drop. We are coming in here. We have Dakota Shipley in here. You guys don't know Dakota? He's an OG. We haven't seen him in some time. If you guys don't know who he is, and hasn't been around in a while, but it's good to see him here.
OG.
Dakota Shipley, one of the early supporters of On the Chain. So it's great to see him back in the fold. I mean, most of the time he does watch the replays. He never really comes on live. So another reason you might not know who he is, but there you go. And he's back in the fold. So you got to like that a lot.
Back in the fold with us.
I like it a lot, Jeff. I like it a lot. I like it. You gotta like it. You gotta like it, man. It's good stuff. So it's very cool to see that. Where are we coming in from? An OG member from way back when. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a while. It's been super busy. Happy holidays to all. Love, hugs, and good health, everyone. See, it brings that positive attitude with him wherever he goes. Fantastic. He's one of those guys that always leaves comments too, which we really like. Let's go OTC. We got Sledfast, a November to remember. Crash and burn, shake out the century. We've been shaking people out since, Jeff, how long has we been shaking people out? It's the final shakeout. It's like, if you've ever worked on a document, so you don't know what to call it, so you called it whatever the name was, then you put final. Then you put final, then you put final, then you put final 5, final 6, final 7. This is, I don't know, we're on like final 27 for the final shakeout of the century.
There's no shakeout.
Final 765. We've done over 800 plus episodes of this. So, I mean, there's a lot of shakeouts going on that can happen along the way. So there surely is that little bit for people to uncover, if you know, Jeff. That's what they say. If you know, you definitely know.
That's it.
And if you don't,
you don't.
I put out a post today earlier, if you guys want to find it. And again, I doubt very many people know what it is. We will play the reference video tonight. And if you know, you know. And if you do, you'll pop it in the comments. And if you don't, that's okay. I don't even think Jeff knows, but I know because I'm deep down those rabbit holes way too often. I'm Mr. Conspiracy Theory.
Too many rabbit holes.
Too many rabbit holes to talk about. But this is J.A.O. Akinyele. He is, I know this guy from before he joined Ripple. I've been following him for some time, but he's the head of engineering over there. He's an advisor at Yale Tech over there, developer at Lockkeeper, MPC wallets for Web3. And he was, Bolt Labs is where he was, and Charm Crypto. So there you go. But he just joined Ripple, and I think he's going to be a very positive influence. One of the things he said here, Jeff, is that he wrote this thread saying that XRP has always been about moving value quickly and efficiently, but over the years, it's gone from powering payments to help settle tokenized assets to enabling real-time liquidity across a bunch of different markets.
That's it.
And so now with the first XRP spot ETF live from Canary, and there's others expected. By the way, we have another one that's going live tomorrow. It's clear that the ecosystem is stepping into a new phase, especially in the institutions basically start adopting products like tokenized treasuries and MMFs. And all this got me, and see who he drags in, somebody really important, Joel Katz, better known as David Schwartz. It had me and David Schwartz thinking, oh, what if we supported native staking on the XRPL one day? What would that look like? Now, Jeff, would you ever in your wildest dreams have ever expected this conversation to come from somebody? Now, look, it's conversation, right? It's wonderment, it's speculation, but the fact that the conversation's happening public, what do you think about them talking publicly of what would it look like if they had native staking on the XRPL?
So I think they're talking and getting ready to forecast, something amazing. The other part about all this is, you think about, the XRPL, what does it take to actually move the needle with the XRPL, a vote of the validators. And so here we go, big things coming. I'd like seeing the conversation and the Discord, interesting thread that he's really drilling down all of this. What if we supported native staking on the XRPL one day? Something big's afoot. You can already see it, but they're also testing the waters a little bit, right? Because are they gonna kind of draw outside the lines of institutions? Are they thinking about staking from a end user kind of retail perspective, or are they still like, hey, we want to build it for the institutions to then allow staking, through their platform? How is this all gonna work? It's I guess we're gonna see more in this chat coming up, as he breaks it down some more. But it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it just took me by surprise. Like I had to read it twice. I was like, whoa, wait,
Yeah.
what? And look, I mean, it's just speculation, but I don't think you get to do one of these posts without other people knowing about it. Surely, David Schwartz as well. So you're talking about the CTO, at least until the end of the year, but you're talking about somebody who is the inventor of the XRPL. So the fact that they had this conversation is big. He goes on to say that most networks today use staking to align incentives, but XRP is really different. First of all, the transaction fees are burned. It's built for settlement of any asset quickly, efficiently, and at low cost. Network validators have an equal vote regardless of assets held, stability, and trust, not necessarily awards. So it is built differently than a lot of stuff you do see around on other blockchains. And for staking to be possible, they would need two things: a source of staking rewards. That's kind of important, Jeff. Like where are the rewards coming from? People love to stake, but you go like, okay, where's the yield coming from? It's got to come from someplace.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see these crazy, 19, 20% yield, you're like, how is that happening? So
Right.
the first one is like, you got to have a source for where the staking rewards are coming from. And then you need a way to distribute them fairly, right? So that's the other thing too, is like, I kind of think it's getting back to this other one that the validators have equal vote regardless of assets held. And also too, the ZAO DAO is very similar in nature, where the ZAO DAO, if you're a whale and you have 1 million XRP, there's a sort of a limiter on that, so that you don't want whales, 5 whales controlling the voice of everything that happens on ZAO DAO, because it's a decentralized autonomous organization. You want to make sure that it's all sort of equal. So he's getting to this point of like, how do you distribute them fairly? I think number one is probably the bigger one. Like, where does this yield come from? I have a couple ideas that where this yield could come from, potentially. I don't know if it's going to be that exciting, but I think there's a potential ways that it could be. And he goes on to say that both would change how the value flows through the XRPL network in ways we need to think through carefully. So talking about the idea of native staking for the XRPL, I should say, helps us understand what could evolve and what should stay the same. Curious where others land on this. And then he just basically put this up. This is kind of like exploring XRP and DeFi, what it takes to teach us. And there's some other sort of thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on just like the fact that they're even putting this out there?
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, an idea that it is hitting kind of the public space, having that kind of discourse kind of out in the open. I don't think we necessarily would have seen this, not that long ago. The biggest outspoken person so far in the space and not so much even talking about from a crypto perspective has been Schwartz, right? He's always erring somewhere on the side of something. But now, we're starting to see uh, a big pickup. Yeah, I guess if you kind of backtrack a little, the two outspoken, Schwartz always commenting on everything but crypto, and then Brad Garlinghouse always, kind of leading the charge in the media. Now, really starting to see this kind of a change of thought process in terms of engagement with the bigger audience at play and talking through different ideas, different points. I like where we're going. I like the idea of them well, I would say of the industry kind of growing up to a point where we start seeing development, we start seeing growth, and it's growth because of mainstream adoption. It's growth because of mainstream utility, and it's growth because we're starting to see through the mainstream there's problems that have to be solved, and we're starting to see solutions and ideas and discussion points on how are we going to solve all these problems instead of just, fluff and speculative ideas or invented problems, or solutions that are in search of problems. Now we're starting to see it all coalesce. Is one thing you go back a couple of years and they kept talking about the cross-border payment and simplified and cheaper. And it all seemed, hey, it's a great idea, but it seemed like a dream at the time. It's like we're so far away from that becoming a reality.
Big time.
And now we're bridging that gap. That gap of reality to technology is shrinking at such a rapid pace. But the cautionary word out there is that there's a lot of bad actors, a lot of individuals within governments on a global scale that you can't trust because they're also talking about the shift to digitization of currency. Now you have this digitization helping business, making it cheaper, making it faster, opening up solutions for the many to engage and having access to your money, instantaneously. And then there's the programmability of the money through the central banking system. And this is where we're at right now. I think we're getting ready to go into a highly competitive phase. We're going to start seeing companies getting bought out, which we've seen, and we're going to start seeing them getting crushed. And then we're going to see the battle between the central banking system, traditional banking system, and crypto banking system. I think we're getting ready to go into that juncture. It's so close, and it's all going to be based on workflow. It's going to be based on cost. It's going to be based on tech stacks and efficiency, and those that are in power right now don't want to let go of what they have, and there's reasons why they have that in place. So it's going to be an interesting point. Where do you see where that's at right now, the fact they're talking about it and the direction that we're going right now from
just imagine, anybody who's casually purchased XRP or knowing the value that it is right now, I just think that would be such an incredible boom to the blockchain itself. You would see people flooding from everywhere, right? Even people that, maybe XRP is not even their largest bag. Maybe they're Bitcoin and more into ETH or Cardano or whatever it is. I just see them as purchasing XRP, and it just would bring so many new people over because the whole idea of natively staking, right, on the XRPL brings a level of trust as well. So I feel like if there was a way to make it happen versus like a side chain or versus, if it's a layer 2, anything else, anything aside from that. But, the XRPL, the fact that it's open source, the fact that it does not own by anybody. Okay, yeah, it was created by David Schwartz, but the whole idea of the XRPL being so stable and everything else, there's always that other fear of like, hey, do you want to mess with it? Right now it performs the task really well. I think that's Schwartz was really initially maybe a little bit nervous about altering the XRPL just because of the smart contract conversation, right? So then that's a layer 2 type of thing. It's not going to necessarily be a side chain or something along the lines. But now you're talking about native staking. If there's a way to do this, I mean, first you got to figure out the big ones. Like, where's it coming from? Someone said in the chat that it could come from the escrow. That's one way, right? But that's it could come from one of Ripple's other products too. But you got to figure out, like, okay, if you're going to do the staking, where's the yield come from? It's got to come from somewhere. And is it going to be big enough? You get 4%. It's like, well, 4%.
Right.
In a money market account, you get 4 to 6%. You can usually do about 8%. So it's kind of like if you got something, but the fact that there's so many hodlers, what makes XRP so different is that you got people hodling through the SEC versus Ripple. You had people that bought 2017, 2019, 2023, people that bought during the dip that happened during the SEC, people that are purchasing now, but they're not doing anything with it. Yeah, you can have a credit card, you can spend your XRP. The bottom line is that most people are hodling. Well, it's just sitting there. If you take money and sit it in a savings account, it's losing every single day, right? Now, it's a little bit different when it comes to crypto because, it's gonna have some movement either up or down. But if you can put it to work for yourself and then you can be on the XRPL, I think that'd be huge. And I think it would certainly be great for the blockchain itself and notoriety because the native DeFi thing would be huge. I just don't see how it's going to happen. I'm just happy they're having the conversation there. I look at this right here. Brad Garlinghouse commented that with new DeFi protocols and apps emerging for XRP, what other possibilities for the network should be discussed? Ripple engineer leader, talks about Akinyele, tackles this, and the questions need to be. So you can see this is happening from a high standpoint, right? Somebody's floating it out there. It's like a test balloon, right? How are people reacting to it? Does it make sense? They're kind of throwing it out there to see if it works. David Schwartz chimed in also, and he said the XRP ledger was created in 2012. The world of blockchain has changed many, many, many times since then, and my own thoughts about governance and consensus models have evolved. I've been mulling over how XRP is used in DeFi, both organically and apps and protocols like Flare, More Markets, XLR, Doppler, etc., and then natively on chain with programmability initiatives and smart contract discussions underway. It seemed like a good time for us to also discuss what other DeFi capabilities could look like. He said that JAO wrote this great introductory blog post. And you got two of the big, spokespersons, right? You got David Schwartz, CTO, and you got Brad Garlinghouse talking about it. And nothing that Ripple puts out there, even if it's somebody that's not in the official Ripple account, it gets worked over. It has to go through approval stage, right? At least a loose outline, Jeff. Right. It's not just on a whim, right? Where they got behind this. They've been talking about this for some time.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way I see it.
Yeah. There you go.
Then there's more. So Vet came in. Vet's well known, great dude around the whole XRPL. He's also a dev, but he said, "Hey, this is an interesting topic, AO. My thoughts are this: staking typically to elect the next block producers and the POS consensus chain. So what problem would we solve in the XRP, a non-POS chain, misalignment potentially? This could lead to a higher transaction fees as a balance need to be found by these receiving rewards and those using the XRPL. Then you got redistributing transaction fees and the consensus mechanism of the XRPL. Would still need to clarify who can earn. Would they be UNL modes or validators? Think of Sybil vectors, and only UNL nodes would prompt the system to fork more frequently, in my opinion. Will incentives lead to validators clustering? They tend to follow cost-benefit calculation, run cheaper hardware, lower cost data center, more economic beneficial regions, but a lot of questions. But I love the discussion on this already. So AO stopped in here and he said, yeah, I appreciate your thoughts, Vet. Everything I'm saying is purely a thought experiment, Jeff.
Right. Yeah, that's all it is.
A thought experiment, not necessarily a proposal to change how the XRPL works. Sometimes walking through the what if helps us highlight why the network was designed the way it is and informs us on how it's possible within that design.
That's it.
But to respond to your main points, with casual readers in mind, you'll lose some of the people with the real heavy tech talk. It says with the XRP isn't POS, so staking wouldn't be about electing block producers. Yeah, he says I totally agree on that. On XRPL, validators don't compete for block production or rely on stake-weighted influence. Consensus is deterministic. It's based on UNLs, not necessarily economics. So if we even talk about staking here, It cannot be for consensus. It would have to solve something completely different. Next one is there's no built-in tension between users and validators today, and that's intentional. Fees on XRPL are anti-spam fees, not revenue. I mean, they're small enough. Somebody had made this post, Jeff, that they said they were laughing about the XRPL, saying there was only $149 in transaction fees. I'm like, dude, do you know how many transactions there have to be to equal $149 in one day? That's a crap ton. It's like 0.0000, right? Think about how many transactions that is. But somebody was laughing, going, only $149. I was like, dude, that's a big fee. They go on to talk about fee redistribution, incentives that could push operators to cluster. We're not going to get into all this, but I just thought it was an interesting conversation, and certainly one that could totally change the face. I like the fact they're thinking this, because whether they ever actually do this or not and actually make it work on the XRPL natively, it could help spurn some other products. Some other things could come out of this conversation, but I'm just happy to see that they're having this at such a public level and looking for a lot of input from people. You got nothing, Joe? You said nothing.
What's that? I missed what you said.
I just said, I was just happy that they're having this conversation about it,
No, without a doubt. And again, it's taken us into a different point in the development of the space. And that to me is the exciting part. That's the game changer. It's out there in the open. They're talking about and that's why we put it right on the thumbnail, put in the title. Is this the biggest news since 2012? What are they talking about? How is that going to shift the technology? The XRPL, and we've dug into this so many times, was probably one of the most powerful, chains that they put together. There's so much baked into the XRPL. There's so many opportunities for companies to take advantage of, right from a built-in native FX, where the technology is there, and now it's just a matter of the efficiencies there. The speed is there. Look at it. We're using XRP Cafe built on the XRPL, transferring NFTs, music NFTs to, through the blockchain in the matter of seconds. And that to me is impressive. I'd like to bake in a video NFT to be able to do that, but to be able to see audio NFTs and the JPEG, based NFTs, static image. And now we're just moving at such a clip. You go back a couple years ago, look at where AI is today. How crazy is it? The videos that you can use Sora or you can use Grok for, and it's just like instantaneous. Right. Now imagine, with the technology of the blockchain, we're going to need it. We need it now more. All these technologies have to come together. I was reading an article kind of about the shift of AI driven scams to where before they send out emails, you click the link. Now there's, phone calls that are completely AI driven, and they sound like, somebody that, it sounds official, right? And you're having a full blown conversation with someone through AI. Now you have to tell me that all of our financial data, none of it is really, traceable with that final. I want to know the transaction data. Now you have to rely on the banking systems and all that. I mean, at least there's FDIC insurance and there's all these things that are backing you up. We're seeing people getting wrecked in the crypto space that are, we talked about that the other day. How many XRP just instantly gets yanked out of someone's ledger, but there's so much that has to happen yet in order to secure this space. But these kind of conversations that, that we just saw, that is like the beginning stages. Like, okay, now let's have a discourse of how much more can be done within the space. How are people going to earn? Now, if you are staking, as Vet was, kind of breaking down, if you are going to stake, where's the money coming from? How are we going through all these platforms? What are they investing in? What are they doing to earn reward that they can now pay out reward to you? Where does that flow come from? At least, with Bitcoin, they know exactly where it's coming from when people are mining, right? It's all being processed, and those are the rewards that are being, in the absence of that, and then it has to be traceable. But again, the technology, the idea behind it, the banking system is flush with lots and lots of money that can easily be distributed back to the people, that are engaging in investing. If we go into insurance agency, the insurance, how is it that insurance companies are making such massive margins right now? And then think about the lack of efficiency. So you go and you buy the insurance, but why are there all these people caught in the middle of all of these things in the real world that we can now get rid of it? I mean, there's just a lot that can happen. What was that one? Tokenization on Solana. It's
Yeah,
waiting
it's a
for the
mess
XRPL.
waiting
See,
to happen. Yeah, of course. And then
exactly what it is.
Alfredo Nicola is asking if when do we think there's going to be a supply shock? When based on the ETFs. I mean, I guess the prevailing idea here is that if you have the ETFs that are loading up, you have 18, 19, 20 of them that are loading up and they're putting their buy orders in, and then you got things that are staking. So at some point you could have some sort of a supply shock. When does that occur? I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. It's possible, and it has happened before. I mean, it's largely what ran up Bitcoin. That ETF was purchasing something like 65-70%, just a couple of ETFs that were purchasing it all. So yeah, you've already got something that's very hard to come by anyway, right? It's people. So it could create a supply shock. When does that happen? I don't know, Jeff. I don't know when you think that supply shock happens, but if everything lines up, you could have supply shock, and that could jack the price up too. Potentially. I have to preface that with potentially, or there could be no supply shock. So I mean, it all depends on when that might come. Mark Smithson says, please send my Yeti to Rigged Yeti, P.O. Box 7, Mudlick, Kentucky, 42167. Jeff is rant building right there. He's building his rant. He's going in there. Trump signed the release of the files. This is, by the way, I can't wait to talk about how brilliant a move this is. I laugh every time because I think to myself, are people that stupid? That I think to myself, yes, they really are, Jeff. And it's not only the people that you think would be stupid. You think about people on, the conservative side, the leftist side of the aisle. They just might be the dumbest people ever. That's okay. That's okay. We're here to break it down for you. But I was like, this is the MO going back as long as you know Trump. Read his book, man. This is the MO. His operating system works the same every time. Is that people have very short-term memories. And when we get into that, we will sort of break it down for you guys. I wanted to get into Dr. Schwetty right here, who said Hugo Philion, he is the founder and the chief executive officer of Flare. He says Flare improvement proposal. He's hanging it out there. Title: inflation neutral Flare treasury, permanent buy and burn via 3 core revenue streams. That was a big sneeze, Jeff. I hit the sneeze button. Luckily, I hate it. That's how I always hit it. And blow your ears out. He's like, status draft type economics/core created 17 November 2025. Discussion on X. The vote type is single choice, yes or no. Simple summary. Create a permanent, immutable Flare treasury that automatically buys and burns Flare using the modest proportion of 3 high conviction native revenue streams. 1, 15% of all yield earned on collateral unlocked by the core vault. In other words, the core vault's allowing agents to earn yield on their stable coins. There should be no fee associated with that. Number 2, 30% of all F assets mint and redeem fees paid in the underlying. Number 3, 20% of all Firelight ESS DeFi insurance premiums on phase 2. Together, these streams could fully offset the annual inflation after January 2026. So in the abstract, just as Aave takes 10 to 20% of borrowed interest as a reserve factor and 100% of flash loans fees to fund treasury and Aave buybacks, this FIP could take similar proportions of fees to fund permanent Flare buy and burn. The end goal is identical: turn the revenue protocol into a direct deflationary pressure on the native token. He goes on to say some other things here, but that's essentially what it is. He gives some more specifics. Really well thought out post. And then Hugo goes, do you have access to my computer or something? He's like, jokes aside, we're working through the planning on something similar. We will present it as a governance option when we have some certainty on its effectiveness. My goal, if it can be reached, is for Flare to become non-inflationary, or better yet, deflationary. So it's kind of crazy. Like, do you have access to founders like Hugo? I had a great chat with Hugo. He's a really good dude. Can't wait to get him on the podcast. He's just a great guy, man. He's a brilliant.
Get him on.
He's got a brilliant mind. His mind's always like churning, and it's like debuggers going, and just lines of code are flying. But it's so funny when he's like, "Do you have access to my computer or something?" Like imagine somebody puts out a proposal very similar to what you've sort of been kind of thinking up, but instead of him ignoring it, instead of him just saying, "Oh, good idea," there's some good ideas in there, he actually says, "Hey, so the kind of access you have on X to people who are not only, in the company, but basically the founder and running the company." So I love to see this kind of interaction between two people. It's just really fantastic, Jeff, to see this kind of response from Hugo. He jumped right in there and made us. Look at Charles is saying about the spot ETF. Well, Jeff, there's another one launching tomorrow. This is today. Well, he said today's the day. It's actually tomorrow. We're launching the Bitwise XRP ETF. It's a big step forward for XRP, the world's third largest crypto asset, which aims to reshape the market. To mark this historic moment, we're doing a live X space with Joel Katz, better known as David Schwartz, Matt Hugan, who is the CIO of BitInvest, and it's moderated by Ellie Terrett. We all know Ellie, love it. They'll discuss the wild journey, why XRP, what it means for the XRP army, how TradeFi. What's that, Jeff? What are you saying?
Just looking up. I want to see how long it's actually been around for.
Bitwise, I think it's new. I think it's going up tomorrow, right? It's tomorrow the day.
They're launching to. But how long have they had it around?
Look at the
kind of like Grayscale has an XRP ETF, but you have to be accredited to invest in it. Here's the ticker. So the XRP ETF, the ticker is actually XRP.
So they must have been around a while if they were able to nail that, right? If they've been underway for some time. I don't know when it's actually going live. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow, but I don't know when it's.
I think it is.
Is it live now? I
can't
keep up with all these.
No, it's getting ready to go live. I'm just trying to see. The fund provides exposure to the third largest, blah, blah, blah. All the news just came out today on it. Bitwise Asset Management, the global crypto asset manager with over $15 billion in client assets, today announced the launch of Bitwise XRP ETF on the New York Stock Exchange. The fund will start trading November 20th with the ticker XRP.
XRP.
It has a management fee of 0.34. How great would it be if their management fee was like, 0.589? That would be some kick ass.
If you know, you know.
If you know,
yeah, tomorrow morning on the New York Stock Exchange. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So we'll watch that. So yeah, it'll be nice to see. I think 2026 will probably be the year. I thought it'd be 25. Government shutdown kind of screwed some stuff up. We're going into the holidays. You got some holidays coming up. So usually it's pretty slow around the end of November, December.
So they have been around. The Bitwise XRP ETF is Bitwise's second XRP themed fund. The firm launched the Bitwise physical XRP ETP, ticker GXRP, in Europe in 2022. So they're not new to this whole.
That's why it sounds familiar.
This is
Zed's asking if the Bitwise ETF is the one that Solana hit their previous record on. I don't know. That's a good question. Imagine if BlackRock ETF dump pumps in the Bitwise. A dog can dream. Woof, woof. Then look at Circle announced this, Jeff. Introducing Circle X Reserve. Now, you think that's weird they named it X Reserve? They named it X Reserve, a new interoperability infrastructure for blockchain teams to launch their USDC-backed stablecoins. Built to expand the USDC ecosystem, X Reserve enables developers and users to transfer value seamlessly between USDC and USDC-backed stablecoins across supported chains. Trusted and transparent. X Reserve is a Circle deployed smart contract that holds USDC to back stablecoins on participating blockchains, fully interoperable, one-to-one transfers between USDC-backed stablecoins and USDC for unified liquidity. Trust minimalized. Cross-chain transfers are verified by X-Reserve attestation, reducing reliance on third-party bridges, and future extensibility designed to support additional assets beyond USDC, including EURC, which is Europe, the European version. And then Circle's excited to partner. And this is funny. They said with Canton Network, public blockchain with privacy that works, and then Stacks, which is Bitcoin L2, enabling smart contracts and apps with Bitcoin to secure base layer regular stack updates. 2 leading blockchains integrating with X Reserve. I'm a little bit lost on like what the point of this is. Like if it's supposed to be a one-to-one between, you can move value between USDC and USDC backed stablecoins. So right. I'm like, what's the real excitement about that? I mean, you're either going to I mean, is it because you have a USDC backed stablecoin that you want to move to? I don't know. I quite don't really. I don't know. Is it that exciting? I don't know. Is it? I guess it is if you own and then also one-to-one transfers between the back stablecoins for you and USDC. So how many USDC backed stablecoins are there, Jeff?
I don't know.
Are you aware of these? I mean, this one here, I think this one here is probably USDC backed, but I wasn't aware that this was like a big kind of a deal. It's not like ERC20s, right? It's like there's like thousands of them. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
I don't know, this whole idea of the USDC, the EURC. You know, where are we going with the notion of the stable coin? You know, it's I think overall it's a net positive. I don't have any issue with stable coins. As long as they're not central bank digital currencies, I'm okay with it. Now available for the blockchain. But why isn't USDC? Well, I guess they're not all interoperable because we have the USDC ETH, and then there's the USDC Solana, then USDC. They're on different chains. I think there was a USDC on Binance, so you had to go through a conversion process in order to buy certain assets with it. I don't know. That just gets too messy. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot there.
Launch a USDC backed stablecoin on your blockchain. So that's the whole point, is that you can have a USDC backed whatever.
Right. And you have access to liquidity, and you also have access to USDC. Yeah. So yeah, I guess you're right. It's not stranding your stablecoin out there. And basically the key here is the USDC. So is what I'm thinking is probably the big deal there. So
yeah. Hey, so I was digging further into Bitwise. Bitwise, the administrator is Bank of New York Mellon. Okay. The auditor is KMPG. The trust custodian is Bank of New York Mellon. The digital asset custodian is Coinbase Custody Trust. The sponsor is Bitwise Investment Advisors. This is all for the XRP. The inception date is today. The launch is tomorrow. The fund type is an ETP. So here we go. Things are getting ready to heat up with this. Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. But if we learned anything from the drop of the Solana ETF and the other XRP Canary XRP ETF, it didn't go up. Well, it went up in the beginning, and it went down.
Well,
but the whole market is down right now. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Skill Robles says, I don't get why I can't swap XRP to other chains cryptos. I have to swap to say Solana or ETH, then swap the coin I want. Well, technically, you can swap it all on the XRPL. Pretty simple. You know, there's a decentralized exchange built right in there, and I think there's somebody built something that you can actually, it's a little more friendly to access it. But yeah, the DEX can do everything. You can swap to any chain you want. It's the whole point of the XRPL is that you got 5,000 digital assets it can swap out to. Then you got fiat. So you're sending Japanese yen to the UK for the pound, and you could let's say you wanted to go into Bitcoin, right? So that's the whole thing. The strength of the XRPL is that it does that and does it very fast. But
yes, it does.
I mean, I think what their whole thing here is the fact that it's going to be a USDC backed stable coin. You're not stranding it. It's giving it that full feature. Plus, you're getting that liquidity out of it. The grayscale comes on November 25th. Says Mark Smithson.
I'm waiting for Grace.
Which is interesting. So it's halfway past, more than halfway past the hour. Do we have did you make a tune for tonight, or we have no tune?
We do have one.
All right, let's do it.
Some tunage. Oh,
let's do the tune.
I think you're going to like it.
All right, let's do it.
It's called Yuck Yuck Rampage. Big bodies, big chaos.
Damn. Big chaos.
Big chaos. Big prizes.
Let's do it.
There we go. You're going to have to mute. Otherwise, you're going to get some feedback. Okay, here we go. Yeti. The word of the day is Yeti. By the way. All right.
This is badassery. Badass Yiddish white tribe. And front and center, the big-bodied, chaos-loving, comedy-driven wrecking crew. The Yuck Yucks. Let's cause some trouble. Big bodies, huge chaos, stomping through the snow, laughing while they wreck you. They look soft, fluffy, and harmless, but no. They're jokers, they're pranksters, they're icy little beasts. Cross a yuck yuck and get your head rammed up your bleep. They're jacked up on badassery coffee, bouncing off mountains, crashing through trees. Chaos in fur coats doing what they please. They tumble, they rumble, they clown with flair, slipping on the ice and still dunking on the bear. They jiggle, giggle, and wiggle, smiling while they pull their pranks. But when they charge, brother, brace for the blast. They go from hee hee to oh no no, hit you like a snowball fired from a volcano. They look adorable until they're not. Respect the fluff, fear the giggle. Yuck yucks! Laughing as they go to war. White tribe chaos machines. They own the mountains. They rule your dreams. Badass Yiddish on the chain. Born for battle, made for legend. Claim yours or be forgotten. Badass Yiddish on the chain. Is on the chain. Yes.
Well, look at that. Mark Smithson swore he heard this on American Bandstand in 1977. It's possible. Doubtful, but it's potentially possible. Is that Chip singing? You need to go on The Voice. No, it's not me singing. That's not. No. What about this, Jeff? Per Grok, $522 million have come in so far since the XRP ETFs have launched. It's about $500 million there. What's that potentially, man? 5, 10, 15, $20 billion? I mean, certainly is potentially possible. That was another banger of a tune there, Jeff. So you guys got 7 in here right now, guys. So type in the word Yeti if you want to win a badass Yeti, Yuck Yuck. If you want to, if you don't, well then don't. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? What do you want? What do you want from me, Jeff? I can't tell you. I can't tell you what to do everything. So let's shift over to our geopolitical segment for the night. I wanted to put this up. Where the heck is it? Look at this now, Jeff. Some Democrats put this video out.
I've muted myself the whole time. Here I'm talking. I've been muted.
I didn't even know you were talking, dude. I thought you were being very quiet, like pensive tonight.
I've muted myself.
I was muted too, but so Jeff, I'm wondering, watch this video. Tell me your thoughts after it. I don't know if you've seen it, but I want you to watch this, guys. I want to hear your thoughts after you watch this. And then I'm going to give you thoughts as somebody who never, ever holds back. You guys ready for this? This is some Democrats. This is the video that I cannot believe they made, but yes, they did. They apparently thought it was okay.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military,
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse
Oh my God, here they
illegal
go again.
orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
These
And that
people
it's a
need to be put in
difficult
jail.
time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
What was I were they I mean, I'll tell you my feelings, but I want to hear your thoughts. What the hell was that? That's pretty much what it was right there.
These guys, they each and every one of them need to be put in prison. They are so dangerous to this country. Elected officials that are supporting, that are saying that our military and our uniformed men and women are actually, they can go against an unlawful order. Where's the unlawful order? Is it the order that said get rid of all the illegals that are causing harm to our citizenry? Is that the illegal order to say go back to where you came from? You don't belong in this country. You didn't come in here through the legal route. Come across the border. If you commit crimes in this country, you're gone. You're never coming back. And by the way, if you're involved in that drug trade down in Venezuela, and now Trump announced yesterday that the potential bombing, that they're designating them all as terrorist organizations, and soon you're going to see bombing potentially in Mexico, Venezuela, and other parts of Latin America. The time has finally come. It's like we finally have a president in the White House with the balls to actually get shit done. The greatest part about it is that he runs circles around everybody. All the rhinos, all the fake Republican conservatives are all now being outed as well. Thank God they're finally being outed. Like what's that? Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker and all those other, they're all kind of wacky right now. They're completely off the reservation. They're finally being outed for who they are, and they're getting their paycheck, whether it's coming from China or Qatar or whoever's manipulating their talking points, or maybe they're just completely off the reservation at this point. They don't have Trump's back. They don't have your back. They don't have our back. They're lining their pockets. They're getting rich, off of people's misery. They want to continue to poke the bear, and that's all they do. Marjorie Taylor Greene all of a sudden comes off and apologizes for the way she was behaving to other members of Congress before. Now, because she's trying to make nice. The reason why she's trying to make nice is because she's really one of them. And she's also vying for her multi-million-dollar CNN contract or Fox News contract, or wherever they're going to put her, because she's been bought and paid for. So the way they get bought and paid for is, oh, by the way, when you don't run for Congress again, because you're so upset with the way things are going, you're not going to run again, but now you get your tens of $1 million contract in one of the news reading organizations. Go there and read the news, and it's going to be some centrist, entity. While at the same time, we're outing the whack jobs. We're also converting people over, like Fetterman or Bill Maher. Bill Maher, you watch that guy and you've seen his progress, like Bill Ackman. It was like little by little by little, Bill Maher's taken a lot longer. But if you see some of his stuff lately, the guy's, you know, he might as well be a conservative. You know, it's amazing. Oh yeah, that's right.
Another
She's also another one that's just completely just out there, and it's crazy to me, you know, the way these people are talking. They're
Jeff, we lost your microphone.
definitely, Cash Velocity said they're traitors to this country because they're putting us all in danger. They don't even care about the citizens of this country. All they care about is trying to figure out how they keep their illegals here and fast track them so they can get voted for. And they really think go in, you know, it's a short term means of gaining power and maintaining power. That's all they care about. They give a shit about anybody. They go from minority group to group to group to group, and everyone is now exiting. You know, you had the walk away movement, you have the Blexit movement, you have the Jexit movement, you have all these exit movements, you know, leaving the Democrat Party because they've woken up and realized how wacky they are. You know, and
do.
there are completely nuts, you know, on the left. They're going socialist. So that's the problem, is that these Democrats on the left, they needed more people. So they're like, let's you know, it's the whole thing. Chaos as a path of power. I like that.
Did you see that? Did you see that Hakeem Jeffries is going to have a primary challenger? It's going to be Mondami's one of his closest allies. He's gonna basically primary him, and you know they're pushing more to the left, so this guy's going to win. They're starting to get all kinds of excitement.
Oh yeah,
and so Hakeem Jeffries is probably not going to be around next year. So there's a lot of great. Yeah. So Jeff had a lot of great points, and I agree.
Yeah.
Not all the points, Jeff, but he agrees.
Not all of them.
You had a lot of good ones. Okay,
a lot of good ones and a couple bad ones.
So the whole idea, look, this whole thing by Trump is brilliant. When he called it the hoax, the point of it is that as a campaign promise, the Democrats went in there and basically seeded the files, put all kinds of, just created a bunch of bullshit stuff. So when they'd release them, it would be embarrassing, right? Well, they caught it. Now, Pam Bondi probably spoke too soon. They really went through it and started looking at it and going, okay, this is a bunch of BS. This is manufactured because this is a Russian collusion. It's all the stuff that they do. Trump called it the hoax. He's not calling what happened to the victims. Now, Trump was instrumental. He was the only one that helped and volunteered and gave depositions to help put basically, you know, Epstein away the first time, right? To basically take him down. But they keep trying. I'm like, do you think that the Biden administration had this for 4 years? Not one person was interested in it. Not one person called for the release. You got, like, you know, you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now all of a sudden very concerned about this, which is a joke. You got Massey, who, and he's been in Congress for 12 years. The only bill of his that passed was the Epstein bill. He's basically done nothing, right? He bitches, complains. He's a contrarian. I'm amazed at all the people that are following these two. Like, there's somebody. They're fringe people. They're never Trumpers. They're rhinos. And all the people have outed themselves as sort of, you know, the rhinos that they are. They're never Trumpers, whatever you used to call them in the first term. That's basically who they are. But Trump plays the game beautifully. He did the same thing with his taxes. He knows his taxes are clean. But he's like, oh, no, I can't give them to you. No, I'm under our arrest investigation. Oh, no. For years, they fight. The Democrats fight to get him, and they finally get it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says, you need to release him. He puts him out there. Nothing. A big nothing burger. They go through it. They have that they're trying to find something. Nothing came of it. Here's what came of it. Now a precedent is set that a president, not like a president, if a president has to release their taxes and family members, well, that means the VP, that means anybody in the House and their families, that means anybody in the Senate. Now if he just gives them over and they look at them, there's nothing in there, fair enough. They fought for it. Now we see that Trump brilliantly says, not going to release him, go ahead. And the reason he made him go through Congress, he didn't have to, he could have released himself. The reason they went through Congress is because you got people on the record, Jeff. You got all the Democrats that voted to release them. I don't care about the Republicans. There's probably 10-15% of Republican names in there, but you have them on record. Unanimously wanted it released.
Great. Yeah.
This is baiting at its best form. Brilliant. People are like,
Mark.
I can't believe Trump wants to get now. He wants to. I'm like, dude, you guys begged for him. It's not going so well. We already found out that one member of Congress was getting advice during a hearing from Epstein. She said it was one of her constituents. That's weird. How many constituents have the mobile phone number of people in Congress during a hearing?
Right.
This is Trump right now. And they said, we've got you this time. There it is. It is Trump laughing with everyone laughing
Look at that.
him, because that's pretty much how it goes every single time. Well, Stephen Miller had to weigh in on that commercial, Jeff, that the Democrats basically telling them to ignore the orders of the commander-in-chief and from their command.
Right.
First of all, that's treason, number one, okay?
Yep.
The fact that they're putting a video out talking about that is like
Crazy.
It's borderline insurrection. But here's what
Because
Stephen Miller
officials do. They swore an oath.
They swore an oath. They talk about an oath. You swore an oath to the Constitution, but their interpretation of the Constitution. But here's Stephen Miller, who holds nothing back.
It is insurrection, plainly, directly, without question. And when you have one of the lawmakers on that video being unable to state in, as you say, lengthy cross-examination, a single so-called illegal order, it just proves the point. It's a general call for rebellion from the CIA and the armed services of the United States by Democrat lawmakers, saying that you have not only the right, but the duty and the obligation to defy orders of the commander-in-chief, that those who carry weapons in America's name should defy their chain of command and engage in open acts of insurrection, that the CIA, the clandestine service, which isn't even legally authorized to operate in the United States, should engage in, again, acts of rebellion and insurrection. These lawmakers should honestly resign in disgrace and never return to public office again for even daring to think, let alone to say these words and to say them proudly. But it shows what a dangerous moment we're in. We have seen the Democratic Party nurse the flames of violence and insurrection against the federal government for the last 10 months. When you see this continuous campaign of violence against ICE officers and Border Patrol agents, when you see Democrat sanctuary politicians and Democrat sanctuary governors side with the rioters, side with the assaulters over federal law enforcement, and that spills even into juries and grand juries, when you see Democrat jurors engage in nullification to let off violent attackers who are engaging in physical violence, physical assault against federal officers. This is a dangerous moment. You have a political party, an organization, the Democrat Party, and their message is that any action, no matter how unlawful, no matter how dangerous, no matter how much it threatens constitutional order, is justified if it keeps Democrat policies in effect at any cost.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. That would even be make it on. I mean, what are they thinking, Jeff? How stupid are they?
I mean, and Stephen Miller's right. I mean, they should resign in disgrace. They have to be held accountable. What we just saw in that video, though, was taking place during the Trump administration, right? We saw all of these congressional representatives coming out and calling for violence. They were saying, get in the Republicans' face, go out to the streets. That was Nancy Pelosi and the whole host of them. Kamala Harris was freeing people from jail, paying people to get out of jail, so there could be kind of a revolving door, and they were all part of it. Nothing happened to any of them, and so this group, but now there's a different administration that's here at play. Someone's gonna, Stephen Miller called him out. Someone needs to step up and take action against them and say, look, that's it. We're filing whatever against you, because what they just did is definitely treasonous. They're directly calling for the disobeying of orders, but it in a violent way. Because what are these people? Are they going to disobey orders? What are they going to do? It's kind of like the same thing. Take to the streets. They took to the streets violently, burning shit down. And who are they protecting? They're protecting the illegal invasion of this country. I mean, we're seeing Europe getting, attacked on all fronts right now, and they want that here. They want to hear so badly. They can't wait to undermine the safety and security of the American people. I mean, it amazes me, every single day, because we've witnessed it. We've seen it happen. It's just very, very crazy. It's
There's
just
a whole
too much.
side thing going on. And John Doe's asking where Chad lives. Everyone in the chat knows he's from Celebration, Florida, but he's like, "Are you new here?"
Celebrate good times. Come on.
John Doe's here very often, so it's just probably not paying attention to what's going on. But nothing's. I have to laugh half the time. This is Sean Duffy, who's the transportation secretary. This went out. I'm about to turn the music down in the very beginning, but this one cracked me up, Jeff. They all cracked me up. I just can't believe these are official accounts, but here we go. This is where we are with air travel today.
No.
Come fly away. You see an airline coming down the runway, lifting off.
Is a miracle of American ingenuity. We build airports to launch a golden age of travel across the skies. We respected the dignity of air travel and the men and women who made the dream possible.
Get dressed up,
flying
suit,
was a bastion of civility. But today,
that's it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
People fighting on planes.
Oh
beating
yeah.
each other up, punching people in the face.
Oh my god.
Being carried off the planes. Destroying
What in the world? What's wrong with these people?
but manners don't stop at the gate.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God.
Manners don't stop at the gate. Things
is
aren't
great.
what they used to be. Some would call it the golden age of travel. Let's bring civility and
my
manners
God.
back. Ask
Right.
yourself, are you helping a pregnant
dress
woman
code.
put her bag in the overhead bin?
No.
Are you dressing with respect?
No.
Are you keeping control of your children? Are you
wearing pajamas on the plane? Yes. Are you wearing stuff that you wouldn't normally get caught walking out of the house with? If you were younger, your mother would have said, like, what the hell are you doing getting out of the house with that?
saying thank you to your flight attendants?
No. I always thank the pilot when I get out. I always thank everybody when I get off the plane.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
exactly. Oh yeah, it's
I always
great.
thank them. I always thank them. I always say hi to them. Thank them. Thanks for appreciate you guys.
But it's more like
No.
thank
Pilots?
you into this plane properly.
Are you saying
Right.
please and thank you in general?
No.
The golden age of travel begins with you.
That's
With you.
right. Jackasses.
Yes. Come fly.
With me, come fly, come fly. Leave your pajamas at home. Listen, I fly a lot with business and stuff. Dude, I just can't get over what I see people walking on planes with. I just can't. Sometimes I'm like, you just rolled out of bed and whatever clothes were on the floor that you rolled on,
That's
you
what
gotta, because because you like live in a pigsty and you like rolled on something, things that don't match, things that are crazy town. I'm like, their families, their kids are all, their hair's messed up. I'm like, where you used to have some like pride. There's no more pride.
There you go, Chip. The golden age of travel. Oh, that's great.
Well, that's my brother, by the way. So that's my younger brother. He said there's a picture of me and him. We were wearing leisure suits in 1977. Eastern Airlines flight, priceless. I have to pull that picture up if I can find it. Bonus Amex travelers checks in our pockets. That is
checks. How great were travel checks?
Hey, if you have that picture handy, man, text it to me. I will throw it up there. But yeah, we'll have to. AD never calling. Yeah.
Mark Smith, formal attire will be required for all OTC live streams effective Saturday, November 22nd.
Okay, Smithson. We make the rules around here, okay? We make them rules around here.
At least we've elevated to
white tie and tails. Yeah, I say white tie and tails all the way. Can we get that photo? Come on. Patrick, you have to find that picture. Come on, man. I know it's somewhere. I have it somewhere because I've come across it a bunch of times, but we definitely have to pull that photo. Holy cow, is that something, man? Blue leisure suits, dude. Wow.
Blue leisure.
Very. Our parents made us wear them, man. They made us wear them. So that's all I can say. If you have it, go ahead and find it. And I might be able to find it. I'd have to look and see where it is. Actually, yeah, pretty much how it works. Pretty much.
Underwear. What underwear?
Yeah, underwear. Yeah.
What is?
Yeah, dude. It's like, when you're on a plane and you're sitting like I would usually have the aisle. I don't like I don't like sitting in the window. So I'm always in an aisle, Jeff, like you are. And there's always I don't care who's sitting next to you. It's just too close, man. It's too close. That center seat. The big guy gets in there. I'm a big enough guy. I don't need another big dude, And it's I always feel bad because you got to sit in the center seat like this with your arms kind of like, you can't just. Well, what I've learned, Jeff, is what I've learned how to do is how to pop the thing up. If you reach underneath, there's a button, and I pop that thing up so I can I can move my leg so it's not. I don't have that freaking handle jamming into my leg. Yeah. So I lift it up, and I always get in trouble. I have to pull it down when the flight attendants are going by, but I usually leave it up. They're like, "Will you put that down?" I'm like, "Oh, geez, I didn't even notice." Click.
Yeah.
Especially when the plane lands, I throw it up right away because it's a.
Well, the one over on the side as you're exiting too.
Look at this one. Now people clip their toenails.
Yeah.
On the fold down tray.
Oh my God.
And then you're eating and it one of those little things flips into your. Ah, man, I gotta. Oh, is this yours? Does this belong to you? Your toenail?
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Smithson still rocks polyester suits and pocket protectors. No complaints. I don't think anybody would complain. They might snicker a little bit, but Mr. Wolf says back in the 60s and 70s, bands used to trash airplanes on their tours, but they're still more respectful in this generation. Well, they're private planes and they paid for all the damage, so at some point it hit them square in the wallet. So
Chad said Jeff gets the middle seat between us.
Oh yeah. Well, Chad and I are big dudes, so we don't need. If I could just see, that would be bad. I was like, that would be really bad getting that. But I mean, every once in a while, man, you have a bad experience. And Jeff, isn't it the greatest thing in the world when nobody sits in that middle seat? You're like, oh, you kind of look over at the other person and you realize they're gonna put half of their shit on it. You're gonna put half of your shit. You're gonna fold the thing down so you both can put your drink over there and you can have it.
Exactly.
Right? It's like this unspoken rule where you just both know it's gonna be a very pleasant fight. You kind of look over at each other and give them that look. You're both thinking the same shit. And then all of a sudden, wait, they didn't close the door and one person's coming down the aisle. You're like, no. And then they walk by. You're like, oh God. You look at each other and you're like, oh God, we just dodged the bullet.
Living large.
I
love those days.
The joy of travel. Well, Matt says, I'm a little guy. I lock into that window seat. Okay.
I don't like the window seat. You get stuck over there.
I got a picture of Scotty and I from Australia.
Yeah.
I had a picture of us somewhere. I got to find that picture. My brother can't find that picture of us. Man, I'm going to have to put it on a later time. Just cannot believe we cannot find that picture.
Saturday.
Maybe. So I'll look all over it now. It's going to be a pain in the ass looking for that damn thing, wherever that stupid thing is. Who knows where it is, Jeff? I have no idea.
I can't tell you.
It's got to be somewhere. I have so many pictures. Look at this right here. I wanted to put this up here. Giving this lighthearted moment here. Elon Musk put this up there. He's like, I'd like to thank President Trump for all he's done for America. Look at that. Yep. Now, at the state dinner with Saudi Arabia, he was sitting right next to Trump. He was hanging out next to him. I mean, this was all manufactured just to give him some peace.
The whole thing.
And then he held bait by the whole thing of saying Trump is in the Epstein files. And meanwhile, they're like, laughing their asses off.
A pure setup. It was so great.
Remember when he said that, I was like, come on, dude. You guys don't know how this works yet. Nobody's figured this out yet. I knew it. They're really pissed at each other. No, they're not.
God, it was great.
Who even knows that Massey and MTG are like setups too? Who knows, man? It's all kinds of diversions going on. I mean, somebody wrote that and they're like, I think this is manufactured like the Mustang. I'm like, I wouldn't doubt it. All of a sudden, then they're friends again. Everyone's happy.
Right.
It's just another diversionary tactic. It happens, Jeff. Happens all the time. And there he is right there. Look at that. Back. There it is. We're back, baby. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Melania. By the way, most gorgeous first lady we've ever seen. Got Trump, and there's Elon.
There they are.
There they are. And this was something this was one of those tunes that was sung at the let me see if I could. Did I fall? Oh, did I not? Here it is right here.
You put it up.
Here it is. will say that I'll just say, if you know, you know. If you understand where this song is from, if you know, you know. Let's see who knows. Put it in the chat. This is the American tenor. There you go. Also, my dad wanted that song along with My Way played at his funeral, so that has an extra significance. But if you know, you know what kind of significance that song has. Nobody's put it in the chat. That means you don't know. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Thought somebody would certainly know. Some of all fears correct. There's more to it than that. But
Try said I played that with the opera in Tampa.
Very
Look
cool.
at that.
Try said very nice.
That's very cool.
Simba the Lion King. What the hell?
Gangster
solid,
Paradise.
but Smithson says it's solid, but it doesn't come near touch the Yuck Yuck song.
That's right.
Gangsta Paradise. There you go. Beautiful.
This.
Yes. Well, nobody's going to be Pavarotti though. Come on. No, you cannot, dude, because we're there. Can I have a camel's bladder? Can I have the owl? Nuggets. If you have a camel's bladder, then you have to have. Is that bad? I thought camels could hold their water forever.
They can't. That's why he's saying you can have the.
That means I take the. That means so I get the window. I have to climb over 2 people every time.
No, he said. He said Chip can have the aisle. So because
I can have the aisle. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. The problem with that though is you got that window that comes up because like Scotty was saying, he's a little guy, which is cool. But if you're like a big dude like me, you feel like that curve is like impeding your motion, right? You know, like you feel like it's just coming in on you, man. I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Flight to Australia.
What's that?
The flight to Australia when we flew over, pretty comfortable.
16 hours, Jeff. I don't think I'll ever. I mean, dude, there's not a lot of things I want to be for 16 hours, but on a plane is not one of them. Like they kept saying, "Sir, are you okay? We noticed you've been walking." I'm like, dude, it's 16-hour flight. I got to get up and walk. I do some laps around the plane, go all the way to the front, come to the back. Then I'd go hang out in the area. Then I would talk to a couple of flight attendants, bullshit with those guys for a while. I mean, like, dude, the best part was I fell asleep pretty early on, and I woke up and I'm like, "Oh," Jeff goes, "You want to know how long you've been sleeping?" And I was like, "Please tell me 6 or 7, 8 or 8 hours." And how long was it, Jeff? It's like 20,
You're like, I think
20
how many
minutes.
hours left? You're like, oh, like 4 hours. Like, was it like 9 hours or something? 10 hours left?
No,
I don't know. Like an hour.
You said you've been sleeping for like 30 minutes or something like
30
that.
minutes.
It was like ridiculous.
It's funny.
See, Chad finds comfort in that window curve. I find zero comfort in it, dude. Zero comfort. Phantom of the Opera. That's Puccini's opera, Nessun Dorma, taken based on fairy tales that came from India and the Middle East. Yeah. Well, the words are that good too. At dawn, I will win is the last thing he says, but there's something more to that. Nobody picked up on it. That's okay. I thought somebody would. Godfather 3. No, that's all right. Some of fears is you're onto it, but it's not. That's okay. No conspiracy theorists in the house tonight. That's all right. Probably a good thing.
4-digit XRP gets me a Guadagnini.
The hell is that, Jeff?
I'm not sure what a Guadagnini is. Somebody look that up.
Oh, my brother found it.
Did it?
Oh God, dude. Here we go. Oh, geez, man. All right. Oh my God, dude. I want to show this. This is so bad. Holy cats. This is rough. My goodness. All right. Well, thank you for finding that because I was going to go try to go look for it. Jeff post the
violin. A Guadagnini is a violin.
Well, there you go. Guadagnini. I thought it was I will win at dawn. Yeah, that's it. Here it is. So let's share the screen, Jeff. This is it. Self-torture right over here. But here's my brother and I right here. There we are.
There you go. That's awesome.
There's me.
That is
hot
great.
dog, classic eyes closed. There's my brother hat. Look at the goofy outfits. Now, this is not the picture. I'm warming up to it, Jeff. This will take some work here.
What's in those cards?
That picture. Here we are, the golden age of travel. And there we are in his little blue jumper there. I think we're at Fantasy Island up in New York.
Great picture. What a great picture.
All right. Wait till you see this one, Jeff. This is it. You ready for the leisure suit?
Yeah.
On an Eastern Airlines flight, 1977.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, hang on. Here it is. Boom. There it is. There's my mom in the background there, and there's my brother and I with our goofy ass glasses.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Look at the white. Look at the collar.
Oh yeah.
Look at the white ass collars right there.
Polyester shirt all the way.
Polyester shirt, dude. Big ass, wide
Look
ass
at those
collars.
glasses. I had those glasses exactly like that back in the
Well,
day.
everyone did back then, but at least he's wearing a dark suit. I looked like a nut job in this blue, like powder blue suit. There's my mom hanging on the back. Of course, Dad got up to take the picture, But look at how horrible those. They used to have these things on the back of it.
Yeah,
it was so weird. Remember cloth seats and stuff?
Oh yeah,
it was really bad. But anyway, there you go. That was the pinnacle of travel right there, Jeff.
That's it. Oh, it's the greatest.
Bill Gates wants his style back. Well, you can have it. Dude. Trust me. Those colors provided lift for takeoff, 100%. Can't lose you two in a crowd with those lapels. Damn. Two cowboys, no Indians. No, man. There's no possible way.
Oh my
that was
God.
it. That was it. The golden age of travel. That's it right there.
It's over. Over and done.
Look at that. My God, is that something horrible?
That is awesome.
Man, that was a goofy looking kid. Goofy kid, man. My God. Well, thanks for finding that.
That was fun.
That was fun. That was good. Let's it's 1:17. We got to get out of here, Jeff. We got to go ahead and it's time to do the Yeti. We got 10 of them in here. Type in Yeti if you want to win a badass Yeti. If you do want to win a badass Yeti, type Yeti.
Yeti. Here we go.
Let's do it. Ready?
This
I don't have it as square, so we're gonna have to just put it in the middle.
This is badassery. Badass Yeti white tribe. And front and center, the big body, chaos loving, comedy driven wrecking crew. The yucks. Let's cause some trouble. Big bodies, huge chaos, stomping through the snow, laughing while they wreck you. They look soft, fluffy, and harmless, but no. They're jokers, they're pranksters, they're icy little beasts. Cross a yuck and get your head rammed up your bleep. They're jacked up on badassery coffee, bouncing off mountains, crashing through trees. Chaos in fur coats, doing what they please. They tumble, they rumble, they clown with flair, slipping on the ice and still dunking on the bear. They jiggle, giggle, and wiggle, smiling while they pull their pranks. But when they charge, brother, brace for the blast. They go from hee hee to oh no no, hit you like a snowball fired from a volcano. They look adorable until they're not. Respect the fluff, fear the giggle. Yucks! Laughing as they go to war. White tribe chaos machines. They own the mountains. They rule your dreams. Badass Yetis on the chain. Born for battle, made for legend. Claim yours or be forgotten. Badass Yetis on the chain. Is on the chain.
On the
chain, Jeff.
chain.
That's what it was. It was on a chain. All right, let's do this. Let's give this puppy away, guys. Typed in Yeti. We got 14 in here. Cue the music, Jeff, and I will go ahead and draw, and we'll see who's the big winner. Let's go. May the best person win. Let's go. Yeah, badass Yetis. Yeah, badass Yetis. Yes, Yetis. Cash velocity. Are you in the house? Are you in the house?
Cash money.
Yeah. Are you in the house? Badass Yetis. Let's go. Cash velocity. Are you in there or not, dude? What's up?
YouTube.
What did I hear from you? YouTube. Crew. Huzzah. Raid. Congrats. Pay it forward.
YouTube.
All right, let's do that. Let's go ahead and respin, guys. Hang in there. Appreciate that, Cash. Appreciate that. Let's go. Ready? And wait a minute. I turned the song off. I thought we were done here, Josh. Okay, let's do it. Ready? Let's pull it again. Let's see who's going to win. Bam, 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 bam. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Winner.
Cash velocity.
Art on the lake. Big winner.
He said it's rigged.
Well, if he thinks it's rigged, we'll have to give it to someone else.
Pay it forward. See? The congrats helped you.
Yeah, it was a goodwill. He's here. We know you're here, dude. But thank you for chiming in. We need that wallet address. We will send that over to you pronto. Super pronto. Send it over pronto. Rigged. Yigged.
It was rigged. We rigged it again.
Totally rigged.
Totally. There it is.
Totally rigged.
Look how fast it's boom. Just like bam. Like, here you go.
All right, man. It's kind of like you thought he was going to win. Maybe it is rigged, Jeff. Maybe it is. You might, Rabbit. You might. By the way, I saw that clip the other day. It's fantastic.
Yeah, funny when he says rigged.
Yeah, you might, Rabbit. You might. Would I throw a match in there if my friends were in the oven? You might, Rabbit. You might. It's the greatest clip ever, man. You might, Rabbit. Coming out with your hands up. Too late, Rod. All right, well, we got Art on the lake is the big winner here. He's the big winner.
Hey, that rigged from the start.
He's the big winner, chicken dinner.
He had this all planned out with cash velocity.
Yeah, they worked it, man. They worked it.
They worked the room.
They did something like that. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Art on the Lake is now the official winner of Badass Yeti number 1383. Yuck, yuck.
Beautiful.
Clan yuck, yuck. Yuck.
Beautiful.
Yuck. From the Badass Yetis White Tribe.
Uh-huh.
Yuck, yuck. Yuck, yuck.
Well, this is interesting, Jeff. We always play something funny on the way out. This is the one thing that I have here. And it's dogs. Somebody has to be the sacrificial one. Look at this right here. Check this out.
Come here, guys.
Now, I'm just going to describe what's going on. You got 3 dogs, a little chihuahua, and like a little pink outfit. You got a big bulldog and the cat. Kind of walk the hallway, and there's one of those optical illusion things on the floor where it looks like an endless hole in the ground. But I like how they just kind of like walk down there together. That's why it makes me almost feel like this is AI. It seems too perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Come here, guys.
Oh my God.
They kind of look at it. I'm not sure. And he throws a little. And the bulldog takes the little chihuahua, picks him up, and throws him on the hole. He stuck the landing though, Jeff. It was pretty impressive.
Landing, yeah. Well, just I picked him up and tossed him into the hole. If that's not AI, think about what how the dog's thinking through this whole thing. It does seem like it's too close to being AI.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now you can't even. The cat doesn't even care.
The cat gives 0 Fs. The cat's top marks, gents. Had to try, of course.
Oh
Great
my
show.
God.
Appreciate that. What is a Yeti? A Yeti. Show what the Yeti looks like. He's wondering what the Yeti is. Yeti is an NFT series.
Yeti up. Hang on.
Yeti is an NFT series. They're called the Badass Yetis. This is the Yuck Yuck. There's of the White Tribe. There are multiple clans in a tribe. We have a blue tribe too. They're available over on XRP.cafe. If you type in Badass Yetis, you can see what they look like. But these are, that's what they look like.
Let me go to the whole White Tribe. Here we go.
Oh, kit and caboodle there. There they are. They have different powers. They have different things. That's what a Yeti is.
Each one of these are
different rarities.
These guys are these are the guardians. They guard the elders. There's only 7 elders in the White Tribe. Here's one of the elders right here. And you can see how badass the elders are. The elders just kick ass.
Elders, like,
7 elders hold the lore. They kind of dictate and determine what goes on in the clan. So there you go.
Yeah, so that's what it is. That's what they are. That's the.
Tell me how you feel about that. Feel about what? Feel about what?
NFT, correct. They're NFTs. Yeah. NFTs, if you're on the XRPL, you can go ahead and go to xrp.cafe and there's a blue tribe. Type in Badass Yetis. They're the Badass Yeti. And then play the commercial too. We also have it's of the Badassery brand. We have a coffee brand as well called Badassery. If you want to pull that commercial up, but you can kind of see.
Brought to you by, here we go. This Badassery.
Badassery. Let's go.
Badassery coffee.
$5 for a latte. Half of that feeds some hipsters avocado toast. Quit financing coffee fads you don't need. It's time. Your badass great grandpa had only 110 cup and brewed his coffee over an open fire. We roast to order, ship free, and keep every bean bold enough to wake the dead. Or at least your 9 a.m. meeting. We make coffee that punches Mondays in the face. Badassery coffee. Fresh, fierce, great. Roasted fresh, shipped free. Chaos pending. Order now at badasserycoffee.com. Badasserycoffee.com.
There you have it. Badasserycoffee.com. There you have it, people. Good night, guys. We'll see you soon. Mark Smithson.
Wait on the way out. They wanted to know what the Badass Yetis are all about. Since we're at the end and we're wrapping this, I'm just going to roll this. This tells you all about the Badass Yetis. If anyone's on here and they didn't know, we're going to roll that and then
roll that. Then you'll hit the end stream after that, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Discover the awe-inspiring universe of the Badass Yetis, comprising 7 diverse clans, each possessing unparalleled abilities and strengths. The Mighty Titans are a formidable and courageous clan known for their immense strength and valor. These colossal warriors are celebrated for their fearlessness and determination. The Pathfinders, cute, cuddly, but deadly. Expert hunters and trackers, they navigate mountains with ease. They'll find you if you hide. Trust me, it's best if they don't see you. The Templars are spiritual and wise, deeply understanding the spiritual forces that shape their world. They believe themselves to be the defenders of just and righteousness. The superior craftsmanship of the Frostbeards enables them to produce intricate tools and weapons using the limited resources available in their surroundings. The Shiverspine clan is the most terrifying of the 7 clans, known for their exceptional agility and stealth and ability to move silently and quickly through the snow and ice. With their telekinetic and intellectual prowess, mentalists excel as powerful foes and sought-after allies due to their ability to mentally manipulate the world around them. The Spirit Walkers attune themselves to the earth, animals, and the unseen spirit world. Their exceptional communication skills enable them to connect with the spirits of the land and draw upon their force.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.